that attitude of old-time rock and roll still the way you feel?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it definitely rings true for me, not just because I like the sort of thing you do, but because I don't know whether this is a sign of encroaching old age or if it's the right perspective, but there isn't that much of what I hear coming out today that I latch onto.
No, there's a couple of good young groups. Guns N' Roses has got the rock and roll spirit, I think, in their music, and I think Black Crowes, and I think it'll always be around. The heavy metal is just basically very extreme rock and roll. You know, it's all based on a lot of the '50s stuff, but I don't know. I think it'll survive. It's just too infectious, you know. Still, some of my favorite stuff is that real explosive '50s stuff. I mean, it was just plain explosive for about 3 years there, when radio was brave enough to play it. You know, 55 through 57.
So you think there's at least enough rock and roll still out there to give you hope that we'll be listening to it in the year 2010?
Oh, I think so.
And it won't just be on oldies stations?
Yeah. Well, you know, Bob, if you go into like clubs in New York or LA or any big city, and you see what the young bands are playing, they're playing rock and roll, you know, so I don't think it's just a matter of time. I think at the moment, dance is real big, and I remember in the late '70s, dance got real big with disco. Now they call it dance, you know. And,
yeah.
And I think it just runs in cycles, you know. But I think it'll last. I hope it does.